We now move on to the midterms. We are going to discuss about the depreciation. That is our first lesson for the midterms. We are done in the first grading, so we have discussed already about the introduction to engineering economics. So we have included there also the money-time relationship that includes the simple interest, discount, compound interest, the equivalent rate of interest, inflation, annuity, annual and capitalized costs, and the gradient. So we have here lesson 4, which is the depreciation. So it has two parts. A is the historical methods and B is for the modified accelerated cost recovery system, or that is called the MAC-RS. So for historical methods, there are 6 methods. We have straight line method, sinking fund method, sum of the years digits, the declining balance method, double declining balance method, and for the last one, that is the service output method. So for lesson 4, that is part 1, we are going to talk about 3 methods, which is the straight line method, sinking fund method, and sum of the years digits method, or that is called the SOYD. So for number 1, for historical method, that is the straight line method. Anyway, for depreciation, that is the decrease in the value of physical property with the passage of time. So that is based on the definition of um, Hipólito Santa Maria. So that is included in his book. Okay, so that is just the decrease in value of a certain equipment. Okay, at nth year. Okay, so we have here the straight line method. So this one, it doesn't include interest, so it assumes that a constant amount is depreciated each year over the useful life of the property. So if we have here the cash flow, okay, we have here the cash flow that is at the beginning of the year, that is the first cost, of course, and then at the succeeding years, so for first year, second year, third year, and for the nth year until that is so on. Okay, so the depreciation there is uniform, so it is constant. Okay, so for the nth year, that is already the salvage value, so that is the trade-in value, or that is the resale value after all the depreciation um, happens. Okay, so if we have here the straight line method, we have the formula for depreciation, that is equal to the first cost minus the salvage value divided by the useful life n. Okay, so for the salvage value, that is also called the trade-in value or resale value. So that is the estimated price of the property at the end of its useful life. Okay, so that is the book value after all depreciation happens. Okay, so for DM, that is just the total depreciation at a certain term, that is equal to the depreciation multiplied by the certain term in years. Okay, so BVM, that is the book value at a certain term, or that is the original cost basis of the property, including any adjustments, less all allowable depreciation deductions. So at a certain term again. So that is equal to the first cost minus the depreciation at a certain term. Okay. So if we have here the an example, we have problem number 1. The original cost of a certain piece of equipment is 500,000. The trade-in value, or that is the salvage value or the resale value, after 5 years, so that is the useful life, that is 100,000 already. So that is the SV, that is the salvage value. Okay, using the straight line method of depreciation, calculate the book value at the end of 3 years. Okay, so we are to solve the book value after the third year already. Okay, so um, if we have here the formula, that is D is equal to FC, first cost minus salvage value divided by the useful life. If you are to substitute the values there, that is 500,000 minus 100,000, that is the salvage value or the trade-in value, okay, divided by N, the useful life, which is 5 years. Okay, so the depreciation there, the value of that one is equal to 80,000 thousand. Okay, so for um, the book value, that is the requirement, book value after 3 years, that is equal to the first cost minus the depreciation at the third year. Okay, so that is equal to 500,000 minus, so the depreciation there, so for here, that is just the we are going to multiply the depreciation, multiply the number of periods, that is 80,000 multiplied by 3 years. Okay, so if we are going to compute the book value after 3 years, that is equal to 260,000. Okay, so that will be our solution 1. For solution 2, we may use the calculator. Okay, using calculator. Okay, so if we are going to tabulate that one, okay, so that is if we have here x and this is your y, x represents there the years, the number of periods, that is in years. Okay, that is the time, and for y, that is the book value. Okay, so if we have here, of course, at the time that is 0, the first cost of that one is 500,000. And then at fifth year, that is the salvage value already, that is 100,000. Okay, so if we are going to use the calculator, okay, so just press mode, and then I am using Casio. Okay, I am using Casio 570 FX, that is okay, statistics, we choose 3, and then we choose 2 for the linear, that is the linear equation number 2. Okay, so if we are going to input that one, that is 0, and then press equals, and then the fifth year, and then press equals, and then if we are going to put that up, the book value there is the first cost, which is 500,000, and then press equals. Okay, and then 100,000, that is the salvage value. Okay, and then press equals, and then press AC. Okay, to save that one, and then shift, we go to statistics, that is 1, and then we choose regression, which is 5, and then the y hat there, or the y current, that is 5. Okay, that is since the book value is the requirement, that is the y hat, and then for x, that is the third year, that is the requirement. Okay, so this one, that is 3, and then this one is the book value, or that is the y hat. Okay, so that is just, we type there 3 y hat, and then the book value is already equal to. Okay, so if we are going to type there 3, we press equals, and then we have it there, we that's the same, 260,000 also. So that is the book value at the third year. Okay, we move on to problem number 2. Example, the cost of an equipment is 500,000 and the cost of installation is 30,000. So we have to add 30,000 to the first cost, which is 500,000, because that is the cost of installation. And if the salvage value is 10% of the cost of equipment, that is just 10% of the first cost, or that is 500,000. So at the end of 5 years, that is your useful life, determines the book value at the end of the fourth year using the straight line method. So the depreciation here is the same, that is uniform, so we use the straight line method. Okay, so for the requirement, that is the book value at the fourth year. So using straight line method again, we use solution 1. Okay, using solution 1, that is D is equal to first cost, that is already 530,000, minus the salvage value, or the trade-in value, that is we multiply, it says there, the 10% of the cost of equipment, which is 500,000, so that is equal to 50,000. Okay, so that is already 50,000, and then divided by the useful life, which is 5 years, and the depreciation there. Okay, the uniform depreciation is equal to 96,000. Okay, so if we have there the book value, that is the requirement at the fourth year, that is first cost, which is 530, minus, okay, so depreciation at the period, the fourth period, that is already 96,000 multiplied by 4. Okay, so our book value here at the end of fourth year, that is equal to 146,000. Okay, for our solution 2, using your calculator again, using the calculator, so we press again mode 32 for statistics. Okay, so if we have here x, that is the time, and then y, that is the book value. Okay, if we are going to tabulate that one, so for the 0 years, the first cost will be 530,000. That includes the installation, and then that is 5, that is 50,000. And for our requirement, that is 4. Okay, so that is 4, and then the requirement here is the book value at the fourth year, or that is the y hat again. Okay, so if we are going to use the calculator, we press AC. Okay, so we move on to mode statistics, that is 3, and then we choose the linear equation, which is 2, and then for x, that is the time, we type there 0, and then press equals, and then the fifth year, and then press equals. Okay, so that is the useful life. So for the 0 years, the first cost is 530,000, and then press equals, and then for the fifth year, that is the useful life, we choose the salvage value, that is 50,000, and then we press equals again, and then press AC to save that one, and then shift, we choose statistics, that is 1, and then choose regression again, that is 5, and then we choose 5 for y hat, and then we type there the requirement, which is 4, and then we press equals, it's the same, that is also 146,000. Okay, so the book value at the fourth year, that is also equal to, okay, so that is the same, that is 146,000 also. So for this calculator, this Caltech, we use only this one in straight line method and for the service output method. So it doesn't apply to the other methods. Okay, so we move on. Okay, we have here the second method, which is the sinking fund method. So this one, it includes already the interest, okay? So it assumes that a sinking fund is established in which funds will accumulate for replacement. So if we have here the cash flow, and then we have here the first cost, so for the depreciation here, okay, so it's the same until the nth year, and then for the future cost, or that is the future amount, it is equal also to the first cost minus the salvage value. So if we are going to have the formulas for the sinking fund formula, we have the depreciation is equal to the first cost minus the salvage value multiplied by the interest, which is I, and then divided by 1 plus I raised to n, which is the useful life, and then minus 1. So for the depreciation, depreciation at the nth term, okay, that is equal to the depreciation multiplied by 1 plus I raised to the useful life, which is n minus 1 divided by the interest. And the same with the book value at a certain period, that is equal to the first cost minus the depreciation at a certain term. So it's the same with the straight line method. So if we're going to get the book value, we use that formula also. So okay, for the depreciation there, that is already the annuity for this method, and then first cost minus the salvage value, that is the future amount or the future cost. Okay, so if we have here problem number 1, we have here an example. The original cost of a certain piece of equipment is 500,000. The salvage value after 5 years is 100,000. So the salvage value, the resale value or the trade-in value is equal already to 100,000, and the first cost is 500,000, and for the useful life, that is 5 years already, because it includes already there the salvage value. Okay, so if money worth is 8% per year, that is already the I, okay, that is the interest. Calculate the book value at the end of 3 years using sinking fund method. Okay. So we are required to get the book value at the end of 3 years again. So using the formula, we use the depreciation is equal to first cost minus salvage value multiplied by the interest rate, and then divided by 1 plus interest rate, that is raised to the useful life minus 1. So if we are going to substitute the value there, that is D is equal to first cost, which is 500,000, minus the salvage value, which is 100,000, multiplied by the interest rate, which is 0.08. So that is already M there is equal to 1, since that is in years already, and then divided by, okay, that is 1 plus 0.08 raised to n, the useful life, which is 5 minus 1. Okay, so the value of depreciation there is already equal to 68,182.58 pesos. Okay, so for the depreciation at the third year, that is dm is equal to d3 is equal to the depreciation for this one, depreciation multiplied by this. Okay, so it is already 68,182.58, okay, multiplied by, so don't forget the brackets, so that is 1 plus 0.08 raised to the useful life, which is 3. Okay, so that is minus 1 is equal to, or that is divided by 0.08. For the depreciation at the third year, we already used the third year here, and then for the depreciation at a certain term, that is raised to the useful life. So for the depreciation at the third year, we use here the n, which is 3 already. Okay, so d3 there is equal to 221,347.928 pesos. Okay, so calculating the book value at the third year, that is equal already to the first cost minus the depreciation at the third year, that is equal to 500,000 minus 221,347.928. So the book value here at the third year is already equal to 278,652.072. So that is the amount of the equipment at the third year. Okay, so that will be our solution 1. Okay, so solution 2, now we use compound interest. Okay, using compound interest, we have there the future worth, that is equal to um, the present worth multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate, and then that is raised to 2. And your first cost there is already first cost minus the salvage value. That is the future worth. Okay, so that is equal to FC minus SV, and then if we are going to use the summation, that is equal to the summation of x is equal to 0, since that is future already. So if you remember our discussion about the compound interest that is raised to already 4. Okay, so that is the useful life. Since that is 5 years, we start at 0 and then we end at the fourth year. Okay, so that is multiplied by the depreciation, which is the present worth. Okay, multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate, which is 0.08, and then that is raised to x already. The limit for that one is 0 years until the fourth year, so that is equivalent to 5 years. Okay, so for the value of FC here, that is already 500,000 minus the salvage value, which is 10,000. Okay, is equal to the summation of the years, that is until fourth year, and then multiplied by the present worth, which is the depreciation, 1 plus the interest rate. Okay, that is raised to x. Okay, so computing the depreciation, we just divide that one, okay, by its coefficient. That is what remains there is 500,000 minus 10,000, so that is the future worth already, first cost minus salvage value, divided by the summation. Okay, 0 years until the fourth year. Okay, that is multiplied by um, 1 plus 0.08 raised to x already. Okay, so if we are going to compute that one, the d there, the depreciation, is also equal to 68,182.52. So it's the same with solution 1. So for using solution 2 again to compute the depreciation at the third year, we use again compound interest. So we use the formula for the future amount. Okay, that is dm is equal to d3 again, is equal to the summation of x is equal to 0. Since that is 3 already, so we use 0 to 2. So that is 0 to 2 years. Okay, that is multiplied by the depreciation, which is 68,182.52. Okay, multiplied by 1 plus 0.08, that is raised to x. The limit for that one is until 0 to 2 years. Okay, so don't forget the um, bracket there. Okay, so it's the same. The depreciation at the third year is equal also to 221,347.928, and therefore we compute again the book value at the third year. That is the same with the formula, that is still FC minus the depreciation at the third year. So FC there is 500,000 minus 221,347,928. Okay, so the book value at the third year is equal to 278,652.072. So it's the same. So for solution 1, solution 2, we can use that one. Okay, all right. So moving on to problem number 2, a certain machinery costs 50,000. So that is the first cost, last 12 years with a salvage value of 5,000 already. So the useful life for that one is equal to 12 years, that is n, and then the salvage value, the trade-in value or the resale value, that is equal to 5,000. The money is worth 5%, so that is already your interest rates. So that is I. So if the owner decided to sell it after using it for 5 years again, so that is the book value after 5 years, what should his price be so that he will not lose or gain financially in the transaction? Use sinking fund method of depreciation. So if we are um, asked to use again the sinking fund method of depreciation, we have here the given, the first cost, the salvage value, the useful life, the interest rate, and the requirement, which is the book value after 5 years, because it says there that the money is worth 5% if the owner decided to sell it after using it for 5 years. Okay, so that is already the hint there, or that is the clue. Okay, So using again the solution, so we have here solution 1 using the formulas, and then for solution 2 we use compound interest. Okay, depreciation is equal to first cost, which is 50,000, minus the salvage value, that is 5,000, multiplied by the interest rate, that is 0.05 already. Okay, divided by 1 plus 0.05 raised to n, that is the useful life, that is 12 years. Okay, minus 1. So the depreciation here is equal to, okay, that is 2,827.143. And for the depreciation at the fifth term, that is equal to the depreciation multiplied this by this one. Okay, so this is our formula, that is D, that is equal to 2,827.143 multiplied by 1 plus 0.05 raised to n, the useful um um so it is asked there, we are asked there to find the depreciation at 5 years. So it is decided to sell it after using 5 years. So we use there already 5, not 12. Okay, so that is raised to 5 already. Okay, that is minus 1, since we are asked at fifth year. Okay, divided by I, which is 0.05, and we have there the value of the depreciation at the fifth year, that is equal to 15,621.75 pesos. Okay, so if we are required to get the book value of the equipment, that is BV5, is equal to, again, first cost minus the depreciation at the fifth year. Okay, that is equal to 50,000 minus 15,621.75. Okay, so that is equal to 34,378.25 already. Okay, so if we are going to use solution 2, we have here compound interest again. So using compound interest, we have there the FC minus SV, or that is the future worth. Yes, that is equal to the summation of, okay, at the beginning, that is equal to 0 to the 11th year, since that is 12 years, that is the useful life, and then multiplied it by the depreciation, which is the present worth, multiplied by 1 plus 0.05, and then that is raised to x. So the limit for x, that is 0 to 11, so don't forget the bracket. So if we are to substitute the value of FC there, that is already um, 50,000 minus the salvage value 5,000. Okay, that is equal to the summation of 0 to 11th year multiplied by the present worth, which is the depreciation, plus 1 plus 0.05, and that is raised to x, that is the limit. Okay, so if we are going to get the value of depreciation there, we just divide this by the coefficient, that is 50,000 minus 5,000 divided by the summation of 0 to 11th year multiplied by the 1 plus 0.05 raised to x. Okay, that is the depreciation. So it's the same. The depreciation there is equal also to 2,827.143. So if we are going to have the depreciation at the fifth year again, that is D5, using the compound interest, that is the future worth, that is equal to the summation of 0 to 4 years already, since that is 5 years. So 0 to 4 years. Okay, so multiplied by the depreciation, which is 2,827.143, multiplied by 1 plus 0.05 raised to the limit x. Okay, so the limit of x is 0 to 4 already. Okay, so the value of the depreciation at the fifth year is equal to 50,621.75. So that is the same. So using again the formula of the book value of the at the fifth year, that is equal to FC, it's the same, FC minus depreciation at the fifth year. So that is equal to, okay, that is 50,000 minus 15,621.75. So it's the same, that is equal to, okay, 34,378.25. So that is the requirement, that is the price that should be, so that he will not lose or gain financially in the transaction. So that is the book value of the fifth year. Okay, so moving on, we have here the third method, which is the sum of the year's digits, that is SOYD. For the third method, that is sum of the year's digits, or the SOYD, that is the depreciation of the first year that is not equal to the succeeding years. So D1 is not equal to D2, D3, and so on. Okay, so for the succeeding years, the depreciation there is not already uniform. That is not equal already. Okay, so sum of the year's digits, this that is without interest. So for sinking fund method, that is with interest. For straight line method, that is without interest. And for the sum of the year's digits, it's the same. It doesn't include interest here. So it is assumed that the tangible properties are usually productive when they are new, and their use decreases as they become old. So if we have here the cash flow, this is the first cost, and then for the succeeding years, the depreciation there are not the same. So it's different. Okay, so for the formula for the depreciation at the nth period, that is equal to the first cost minus the salvage value multiplied by the reverse divided by the summation of the years. So the book value there is equal to the same, that is first cost minus the depreciation at a certain period. So we have here problem number one. So if we are to have here the useful life, the summation of the years there is just, we have to add the years. Okay, so for the reverse, if it is required that the book value at an nth term, we just use the reverse. So if, say for example, we have here n is equal to, let's say, that is 5 years, and we are asked to have the book value at the third year, we just use this one. So if the summation of that one, that is equal to 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, or that is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 until the fifth year. And then for the book value, we choose this one, the reverse, which is 5 plus 4 plus 3. So that is within 3 years already. So for the reverse, okay, that is the reverse, that is equal to 5 plus 4 plus 3. Okay, that is in 3 years. That is the book value at 3 years. Okay, so if we have here an example, number one, an asset is purchased for 9,000 pesos. It is estimated life is 10 years, so that is the useful life. Okay, after which it will be sold for 1,000 pesos. So that is already the salvage value. Find the book value at the end of third year. So that is BV at the third year if the sum of the year's digits depreciation is used. So we are asked to have the sum of the year's digits. So that is the method for that one. So FC, first cost is equal to 9,000, salvage value 1,000, and the useful life N, that is 10 years. So we are asked to have the book value at the third year. So if we are going to use the formula for sum of the year's digits, we use this one, that is equal to, okay, that is equal to the first cost, which is 9,000, minus the salvage value, that is 1,000, multiplied by the reverse. So the reverse there, since that is the sum of the years there, is equals to 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So that is equal to 55 years. Okay, that is 55, and the reverse there is 10 until 8. So that is the book value at the third year, since that is the 1, 2, 3, that is 3 years. Okay, in total 3 years. Okay, so if we are going to use this one, that is the reverse there is 10 plus 9 plus 8. Okay, so that is divided by the summation of the years, which is 55. Okay, 55 years. So if we are going to substitute the value there to the book value at the third year, that is first cost minus this one, that is the depreciation, that is 9,000 minus 1,000 multiplied by 10 plus 9 plus 8. Okay, divided by the summation of the years, that is 55. Okay, so for the book value, so for this one, we have no solution to for this, okay? So that is already equal to 5,072.73. So that is the book value using the summation, sum of the year's digits. Okay, so moving on, Um, for our last example, the original cost of a certain piece of equipment is 500,000. That is the first cost. The resale value or the trade-in value or the salvage value is equal to 100,000, and the useful life is 5. Okay, 5 years. Using sum of the years digit method, solve the book value at the end of 3 years again. Okay, so using this formula, let us go directly. So that is the book value at the third year, that is equal to the first cost, that is 500,000, minus the depreciation at a certain term, which is the third year, that is minus the first cost, that is 500,000, minus the salvage value 100,000, multiplied by the reverse, which is, of course, that is if that is sum of the years. Okay, that is equal to 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So we are asked there 3 years. So we choose this one. That is the reverse. That is 5 plus 4 plus 3. And then for the summation of the years, that is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so computing that value, that is BV3 is equal to 180,000. So that is the book value at the third year if we are going to use sum of the years digits method. So that is the end of the lesson 2 part 1. So for the next discussion, we are going to discuss the 3 remaining methods, which is declining balance method, double declining balance method, and the service output method. And we are to include there the modified accelerated cost recovery system. That is the second part of the depreciation. Okay.